When you're riding in the Maybach and the Lamborghinis, what's it like? Like people like looking at you all crazy always?
Like I'll go and buy a McLaren, just $350K cash, like it's nothing. I can go and make a few $1 million, and that's cool. I can spend a few $1 million too, but I am the biggest trader on YouTube right now still. And that blew up, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was doing like a $250,000 a month at one point. Wow. I think when you do what you love, you grow. Or I can talk to them and they all look up to me. Like, I felt like a little bit of a cult leader at one point. It felt kind of good. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was like, damn, I like this right here. I have 5 kids, which drives the shit out of me. It drives me crazy too. But I risked, $400,000 or $500K for the chance at making millions a year. And unfortunately, yeah, I lost. I got stopped out on that one. But I do, so I'm gonna trade how I trade and just run it up every day.
Mamba mentality.
That's all it is, yeah.
Welcome to the A-Lister Show. My name is Alistair. I'm the host. We bring to you some amazing guests in all different kinds of areas, movers and shakers, people doing interesting stuff. If you haven't already, take a moment to subscribe. Why not? Like the button, interact with this video. It's a free way to support us and to get this message out to as many people as possible. Today I have an interesting guest. Just by looking at him, you can tell he's an interesting cat. His name is MambaFX. He drove down here from LA today. We're going to have an interesting conversation. To be honest, we don't know too much about each other, so I'm looking forward to getting to know him and finding out kind of what he's been into. When you're riding in the Maybach and the Lamborghinis, what's it like? Like people like looking at you all crazy always?
Yeah. So at first, like when I first got the cars, people looked at me crazy. Not crazy, but just like, okay, it's a Maybach. The thing about my cars is though I wrap them all like crazy, like purple, snakeskin, or purple with snakes on it or logos on it. So I do wrap them like very crazy. You're not going to see the type of wraps I have around. That alone is going to get attention, whether it could have been a Jeep, it could have been anything. But then you add that type of crazy look on something like a Maybach or a Lambo, and then they're like, damn, this guy's out of his mind. Because you don't do that. You don't usually put these crazy wraps on cars that cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. But I do. So people do look at it and they're kind of just like, wow, that looks different. It's different. And I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to be basic. I don't care. I'm not doing it for other people. I'm not trying to look like a normal guy driving down the street. I do what I like. I love the way they look, and that's just how I am. It has nothing to do with what other people think or their perception of me. I could care less.
And then they see who's driving it, and they're like, oh, it's not some 60-year-old white man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think they figure that when they see the wraps, but they see me, and they're like, okay, he's young, got tattoos on the face. He's probably a rapper, a trapper, something like that. But, yeah, that's...
So the first question that people have is when they see you, how did you make your money?
Are you asking me? Are you asking if that's what people
Both.
think? So yeah, a lot of people will ask, how do you make your money? They always assume what I'm sure you would assume too is rapping, making music, something like that, whatever, because of the chains, the jewelry. But for me, I just like that culture. That's just how I've always been. I've always loved it. I've always embraced it, and I've just kind of dressed like that. It's just what I like. Yeah. In terms of when people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them, I was a trader and I'm just an entrepreneur. I own businesses, online businesses, real life businesses. I trade every single day. I invest in stocks. I invest in a lot of different ventures and own all types of real estate. They usually are just like, wow, that's crazy because you don't look like you would do that. But then it's like, what does somebody that does those things look like? You know what I mean? Like there's not a specific look that we have. It's 2024. Everyone looks different. Certain people do this, certain people do that. There's a lot of different looks in this world. So for me, it's like I get the same thing. There's no way you do that. You look like that. And it's like, what? Like I look just me. I do what I enjoy, dress how I like to dress, get the tattoos I like, put on the jewelry that I like, and make money in the only ways I know how to make money. That's my life. So yeah. So
what is your main business? What are you into? What are some of the businesses that you're running?
So the main thing I do is day trading. I day trade every day. I wake up during New York Open, which is 6:30 a.m. for me. And I trade indices. What indices are is like a mix. It's like stocks put together. US 30, got 30 US stocks. NASDAQ is 100 US stocks. I trade those every single day. I have other online businesses. I used to do some course stuff where I would teach about it. I don't do those no more. I have free courses now on that stuff. But I do a bunch of other stuff based around the industry of trading. Yeah, a bunch of different online ventures there.
So is it possible to make a lot of money trading?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've made millions trading, but what a lot of people don't understand, people will say like, oh, it's because this is not. The biggest thing is capital. People don't realize like I have millions and millions of dollars in a trading account where I trade. So like I'll make 30, 40K in one day on a trade, but on $1 million account, that's, it could be like 5, 10%. It could be even 2%. I made 1% on my account. It could be, 20K depending on my account size. So people always have this misconception of like they're going to come in and make 40K because I do it. But it's like, no, if you're not going to put a $5 million account together, you're not going to go and make 50K a day on average. Like you're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Aim for more realistic goals. Maybe you risk 1 to 2%, go for 5, 6% wins. Let's say the average person comes in with $10,000, 5% win is $500. You're risking 1 to $200. Like that's more realistic. But even the average person, unfortunately, doesn't have 10K to come in with. So that's where a lot of people get this weird misconception of like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to get rich fast, it's going to be easy. It's like, no, I've been trading for 7 years now. And in those years, I've taken accounts from small amounts to medium amounts. I've compounded. I've made money other places online, had online businesses make money, took the money from those businesses, threw them into a trading account, continue to grow that account. So that way, okay, if I have a 20% month where I made 20% on my account, it can be, a couple $100,000 instead of 3,000-4,000. So you got to understand that capital has to be involved. You have to have a lot of money to make a lot of money. And it's it's very hard to do. It's not a simple way to make money because you can do it from your phone or your computer from home. That doesn't make it easy. It's actually way harder than you think. So
how much of it is luck when you're doing this trading stuff? Like, is there a system you can put into place to systematically make money, or is it really just kind of how much of it is luck?
It's definitely not luck. Some people do go on there and gamble. You can gamble, of course. You can gamble with anything in life, but it's not gambling because the way I trade is based off statistics, and I also use a hell of a strategy. I trade only at 6:30 in the morning, right when volume comes in. I try to trade breakouts. What that means is I try to get in right when that push comes, whether it's the upside or downside. When that main push comes, whether it's from news, technical analysis, whatever the case may be, I'm getting in right away, and I have good risk to rewards. So like I said, if I'm risking 1 to 2% on my account, let's say it's 5K, I want to aim for a 1 to 4, which would be 4 times more on a win. So if I'm going to lose 5K that day, I'm going to try to at least make 20K if it wins. And then let's say I take a couple losses, minus 10K. The next day I come and I get one win. That one win's 20K. A couple losses is 10, so I'm still up 10. So it's not luck. It's just having good risk management, good risk to rewards, and not risking your entire account on a trade, because a lot of people do come in and they let me risk everything I have and just try to turn $100 into 10 grand a day, which is, for one, that's impossible. You don't have enough leverage in the markets to turn 100 to 10 grand. But yeah, it's far from luck. But I will say a lot of people, 99% of traders will come in and say like, okay, let me try to get lucky, which not going to get lucky. The markets are going to win 99% of the time. So
how do you decide on what a good trade is going to be for a day? What are some of your strategies?
For me, like I said, it's just breakouts. It's not complex. It's a simple strategy, but it's just breakouts. And all that really is I wait for the markets to open. I see where we're at. I see what news events we have. And then I just wait for something called support resistance breaks. I look for a zone where price typically isn't breaking through, and I wait for price to break through that zone. And when it does, I just try to get in with the break. It's not always, but potentially when price does break through a zone that it hasn't been able to break through for a while, it does take off. So that's all I try to do. And then I just typically have my stop loss below the breakout zone, and I target a 1 to 4 every single day. Only during New York session though, and usually US 30. That's it. Every single day though, never ends.
So is there a time when you started understanding this and shit started like popping off?
Yeah. So
was it a slow grind?
Of course. I started trading when I was 16. By the time I was 18 and a half, I started to make money. So that's 2.5 years of nothing, like 2.5 years of losing every single day. Like, I mean, of course I'd have a week. Oh, it's possible, or it was possible. It was profitable. It felt good. A couple weeks go by, I blew it all. Put more money in. A couple weeks go by, same thing over and over again. And that process took 2 years, bro. But I would come back and forth, right? I would come off from trading for a while, go do other ventures in life, try to make money other places. I had to feed my kids. And then I would come back and, try to learn again. And it took me 2.5 years of off and on grinding to finally understand the markets and actually get good at trading or decent at trading. From there, this is where I'm not going to say I got lucky, but I got lucky, because from there I started to develop a strategy that worked, teach a strategy that worked, started doing classes, courses, whatever the case may be, and I did make a lot of money off those courses. I'm never afraid to admit that. I made a lot of money off teaching, And when I took that money from teaching and I put it into an account and started to trade with a lot of money, I mean, that's where I got lucky because I had so much capital to trade with because I was doing other things, which is not an excuse for nobody out there because, I mean, you shouldn't limit yourself. You can go, you don't have to teach people, but you can go, do this or that. A lot of ways to make money in this world. Get yourself some money, compound it together, and then add it to your account. But again, I got lucky. I made hundreds of thousands, put them into an account, and then I was able to grow accounts even faster. So that did help me a lot in the long term. But
so at a certain point, you started teaching other people. Is there someone that you learned from in your process? Did you have a mentor or coach?
No, not specifically. Just a lot of bought a bunch of courses, a lot of YouTube videos. The biggest thing for me was like back testing and just going through past markets and just like analyzing why the markets did this here, there, here. Why did this happen? And, why at 7 p.m. every day does this, just looking at patterns, things like that. Mm-hmm. So that helped me a lot. Just a lot of studying, a lot of just teaching myself and just kind of just staring at the charts for hours and hours every single day. Yeah.
Is there a stigma around trading? Like, do people think it's like easy money? Do people think that it's cheap money?
So, there's a lot of stigmas around trading. I think that the biggest one is that trading, it's a mix. A lot of people think it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
And it's a simple way to make money. I want to be a trader. It's so easy. But then there's that stigma that comes from when people come in and they leave and they realize it wasn't easy. And then it becomes a scam. Then it becomes, it's fake. You can't, these guys are faking it. They're just selling courses. There's no way. Just because you failed at something in life doesn't mean other people are failing at, like, you know what I mean? Like, just because it was hard for you does not mean that other people can't do it. Mm-hmm. Like, not everybody's going to go join the UFC and be a great fighter either. Like, some guys want to fight. They want to do that. They go and they get their ass kicked. Some people want to be in the NBA. They go and they try to play at a college and they suck. It's the same thing. Not everybody can trade. One thing about trading is you have to, it hurts me to even think about trades. It's like that. All I do is think about trading. So when I talk about it, it's a lot, but you have to be able to put in hours, be consistent, and be willing to lose. And then it's such a mental battle. Like, a lot of people, and I hate saying it, some people will never be a great trader no matter how hard they really try. Like, you can try your hardest at a lot of things in life and be successful. I just feel like trading is not one of those things where you can try your hardest and get it. Some people won't ever get it just because they just mentally can't. A lot of people can't handle it, bro. Like, I've had times where I'm like clinically depressed from trading because you keep losing and you just don't get it. And it's like, why? This trade setup felt so good. Why is it not working? And it's like, most people won't psychologically get it. You can have a good strategy, but if you can't psychologically trade and you let your psychology get in the way, you let your feelings get involved, then you're never going to be a good trader, no matter how good your strategy is. You have to be able to learn risk rewards, risk management, when you should risk this much, when you shouldn't, when you should stop trading for the day and not revenge. The biggest thing is revenge trading too. A lot of people are like, damn, I need that money back. You see your money disappear. You work so hard for your money, and I get it. But you can't just, I got to get that money back right now. Let me go get that. Then you lose more and more. And then at that point, you're gambling.
Yeah,
you could have went to Vegas and had better odds than this. So,
do you gamble? You go to Vegas? You mess around?
Here and there, but not really. Yeah. Not often. If I'm in Vegas already, I'm walking through, maybe it's a UFC event or something, and I'm walking through the little casinos, I might gamble a little bit, but nothing crazy. A little sports betting here and there, but nothing crazy. No, I try not to. I feel like it's stacked against you. So
it is. I mean, my personal views, I used to mess around with trading, and just about every time I've ever messed in the stock market, it wasn't a good thing for me. And, with like, you hear all this stuff about Bitcoin. I'm like, okay, maybe I should try Bitcoin. You're like, now GameStop, maybe I should try GameStop. And by the time you hear about it, it's too late. And if you're not really tapped into it, which takes a lot of dedication, then you're probably going to lose.
Of course.
Yeah,
trading is anything, stocks, Forex, crypto, all of it is set up for 99% of people to lose. It's set up for you to fail. The big whales usually are the ones who make the most, and by the time you get in and think that you're getting in at a good time, they're already selling. The winners are the ones selling you that stock. They're selling off to you, and you're buying at the worst time. It's how it is. It's complicated. It can be tough if you're not really. That's why the people who are winning, they're in the markets every day watching them. They know exactly when things are going to pump, and they're smart with it. They know the patterns, they know the fundamentals, and they're watching it. So
yeah. So when I was like 19 years old, I watched a lot of Boiler Room. You know that movie Boiler Room?
I don't.
No?
No.
Oh, it's the classic, bro. It's the classic like Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like a story loosely based on his life before Jordan Belfort got known. Of course, he had the book Wolf of Wall Street. But basically, it was this movie about like stock traders, like calling the phones, like calling random people, trying to get them to invest in their stuff. And I watched that movie and I was like, dang, that looks fun. So when I was like 18, 19, I went to New York, bought a one-way ticket, and I'm like, I'm going to become a stock trader. And I got like a license. I got like a Series 7 and like the Series 63. And then I was able to like start making phone calls and start trading and stuff. And it was crazy because I went on there in 2008 to 2009 when shit was hitting the fan. And it was just a really interesting experience. And so that kind of got me interested in it. But yeah, every time I've ever messed with it, I've always, and another thing too is like the government, a lot of times the government has control over it. Because when they want to lower interest rates, right, or raise interest rates, now it's like, okay, things are going to have a particular trend. But obviously, like, if you're day trading, there's like swings you can still take advantage of on a day-to-day basis.
And yes, exactly.
Yeah. But a lot of people do, like what I did is, I invest, I put like a couple grand in, wait a few months, and I need my money back. And now it's down 40%. And I'm like, fuck this, But there's different strategies.
Yeah, a lot of different ways. There's so many different variables.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some? Are there kind of mentalities that tend to predict success if you're gonna get into the game?
For trading in particular, yeah, I think the best traders that I know, I'm not even joking, are the most emotionless people in real life. They don't have a lot of emotions, anyways. So they're not so attached to, it's not that they're not as attached to their money, but it doesn't bother them as much. They're so nonchalant. Those typically are the best traders because they're people who don't go in and are like crying over a loss. They're kind of just like, damn, I lost. Well, let me see why I lost and we'll try again. It's whatever. Who cares? Things like that. Those are like the emotions that you have to have as a trader. You can't go in there all sad, all depressed, all gloomy because your trades aren't working out. Now you got to just, let me learn from this loss. Let me see why I'm taking these losses. And then from there, how can I build on that? How can I get better? You got to want to get better. And that's with anything in life, anything you do in life. Because I've started multiple businesses outside of Forex and outside of indices and stocks. And they didn't work out, right? And I lost a lot of money. I actually lost $500,000 on one business once. Talk about that in a little bit. But they lost money. But instead of like, damn, I got to do something. It's okay. I lost. Let me just build from that. Why did I lose $500K on this business? How did I approach this the wrong way? What were the signs that this was going to be a failing business? Now, when you actually reflect on your losses, you just learn. They're just lessons. They're not losses. They're lessons. You just move forward to the next business. And now I'm prepared better. Now I know, okay, even though it's not the exact same business, you can still take aspects from this loss and understand that let's not do that here. Or let's try something different in this this area here. Or instead of hiring a person who's really good at this, let's hire someone who's good at that. And just try different things. Maybe invest a little less, go a little softer. Don't go in balls deep to these businesses and risk everything you have. And from there you learn. Yeah. But it's just about learning from your losses, whether it's trading or just creating lessons off losses in any business venture. That's the way I think life should be.
Yeah.
I don't like to look at anything as a negative loss.
Well, it only becomes a loss when you stop, right?
Yeah.
Because other than if you just keep going, it's just a pivot.
It's just a little bump in
the road.
Yeah.
But when people look at you, they only see the success.
Right.
So talk to me about one of your biggest failures.
One of my biggest failures. So we can talk about the business I started. I started a sports card business. So what sports cards are, they're cards that have NBA players. I mean, back in the day, people, baseball cards, things like that. So they still have those, basketball now, football. They have UFC now, things like that, autographs, all that. They have a business online where you can sell spots And it gets complicated. But basically, people can pay for you to open boxes of cards for them. They pay a fee plus 20%, whatever the case may be. You open up the sports card on camera, you show them the cards, you ship them to them. That's as simple as I can explain it. So this is a business that does well. I know people who do it. You know, I've talked to them. They make millions doing this. And I said, okay, let me join this. Let me do this because I actually enjoy sports cards. I have a passion for it as well. So I get an office, $200K right off the jump. For 2 years.
No business started. You just got an office.
I just got the office. $200K right off the jump for the first 2 years. I'm like, okay, if things don't work out, I can use this office anyways.
Okay.
$200K off the jump. I get product, $200K off the jump. So I got $200K into an office, $200K into product, which is cards, pre-orders, things like that. Okay, so we take that $400K right there. The other $100K, I just have a way for employees, camera equipment, live streaming stuff. So they're live streaming every day, and it's mostly employees. They were really expensive. I think I was paying like 15 to 20K a month just for the 4 guys that I had, and they would just break or open cards on camera. Here's the issue, and this is a lesson that I learned. I could have definitely prevented this, but I didn't realize what was going on in the current markets because, you know, there's markets for everything. There's markets for sports cards. So there's a company called Panini who creates these cards, right? They manufacture all these cards. There's Panini and there's Topps. Panini was losing the rights to football, basketball, mostly football, but football and basketball soon. So they're losing the rights to, you know, being connected to the actual NBA or the NFL. So they're unable to get autographs now. So all the big players, and this is how you make your money. When you open these boxes, you're going for rookie cards of like the big NFL QBs who are coming out, or like Victor, what's his name? Victor Wembanyama, whatever his name is. Dude's supposed to be like the next Michael Jordan. So you want his cards. That's what you're opening for. So you can get those rookie cards like Mickey Mantle back in the day or Michael Jordan. He's not signing this year, and neither are any of the NFL players because Panini doesn't have the rights to their autographs because they are a part of the NBA. The NBA has those rights. The NFL has those rights. So all year, and this was known. I just didn't look into it. I didn't do my research. They're not signing. They're not going to be in those cards. So those boxes, they lost their values. So I bought $200K worth of cards that are now worth, I don't know, maybe 100,000. So it's not 50% down, whatever. Maybe even 150K. So not horrible. But it doesn't matter what they're worth because nobody's buying them. Nobody's buying the boxes now. So I can't even get people to break and actually get in on these box purchases. So took that L there. Can't afford to pay I can afford out of my pocket, which is even a bigger L. So I can't afford to pay these guys with money coming in because no money's coming in from the business. It was a scratch. So, yeah.
How soon? And then how did you just, you said close up shop?
I did. I tried to go as far as I could. I tried to push it as long as I can. I had a vision, man. I had a great vision. I took that leap. I knew that, you know, let's say that the autograph thing didn't happen. We were set up to be one of the biggest on the app. We were doing really well. People didn't realize how much we were losing behind the scenes because people were joining, but they didn't realize that they're spending money on these boxes way below cost. We were getting bigger, but unfortunately, as big as we were getting, we were losing 30, 40% on every box. And it was starting to get really bad. So I had to close up shop, and I had a passion for it. I do know that if things would have worked out, I would have probably projected $250,000 a month. Like, it was going to be a big business. It's not a small business. We had the money to actually buy the boxes to sell, but it didn't work out, and we took a loss. I took a loss. Really, no one else took a loss, just me.
Man, that is some ambitious, crazy shit. That's some crazy shit, bro.
It is.
You know, when I think about starting a business, you know, I mean, my mentality is a little different. I'm like, okay, I'm going to like buy a camera, put it on my desk, and I'm going to open this shit myself until I, you know, sell my first box. I'm going to make, you know, 100%, and then I'm going to go buy another box. But damn, you dropped $500K.
I went all in, bro. For me too, though, it's like I make a lot of money with what I do. I have a lot of different, you know, what do you call them?
Streams of income.
Streams of income. But at the end of the day, like, I do go and buy cars like it's nothing. Like, I'll go and buy a McLaren, just $350K cash, like it's nothing. Not that that's a great thing to do. I'm not saying that's what you should do if you have money. But I do that. So why would I not be okay with, let me just drop $400K on something that can make me more money. Let me just take the risk. I'm already buying stupid shit that's not, I mean, the McLaren's not going to make me any money at all. You know, the jewelry's not going to, it's going to probably lose value. All the diamonds, it's not like it doesn't keep its value very well. It's not plain Jane Richard Millie's, but I'm already blowing stupid money. Yeah. Got a bunch of baby mamas who are taking like 6 figures a month. Why not just go and actually do something that could potentially make me more millions? So I took a leap. And I think you should always take a leap in life. I think you should always take risks. You should try new things. Maybe don't spend $500K on some crazy business. Probably don't have $500K to spend, but how do I put it? Don't get stupid with it, but take risks. Take those leaps of faith, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere anyways. If I didn't take that leap, I might not have lost $500K, but I also may have made millions. You see what I'm saying? So again, it's that little risk to reward thing that I go back to trading. I risked, $400 or $500K for the chance at making millions a year. And unfortunately, I lost. I got stopped out on that one. But
So do you have any more of these big vision plans that you're looking to put into place?
I do. I do have some visions that I have coming up. My batting average is cool. It's not the greatest, but there is a lot of businesses that I have started that are similar to that, maybe a little bit smaller scale, that have made me good money. I invest in properties. I do Airbnbs and regular rentals. Pretty good at that, I would say. I have an eye for finding properties that I think will have good returns, because a lot of properties you think have good returns and they don't end up having great returns, just simply because of location, or you think you got a good location but it's not the best vacation area, things like that. I do have a good eye for that. So most of my Airbnbs do extremely above what they're supposed to. I like to vacation too, so I kind of just know, just based off of where I like to stay in the areas and the bedrooms. I know what most families look like. I've had a couple families myself, so that's a benefit. But other than that, I do have some other businesses coming up. I won't mention right now, but I'm investing a couple $100,000 in something new, so we'll see how it goes. And if I'm on another podcast in a few months talking about my second $300K loss, then we'll go from there.
Yeah. What are some ways that people, like, just getting started, like, looking to make some money? Have they had any, like, easy types of ways that you can kind of generate some revenue just getting started?
Easy ways to make money?
Yeah. Is it possible to make money easy?
Of course. There's a lot of easy ways to make money. The biggest thing is starting up smaller businesses. I've seen things like this guy, his name is Jordan Welch on YouTube. He just did a small business, a great example. He went and during the Christmas time, he was buying Christmas trees, like the actual real trees, and then he would basically resell them for around the cost of the tree plus installing them. Bro was making like a good $200 a tree, $180 a tree on the bigger trees, $50 to $100 on the smaller trees. It sounds like stupid, but it's that simple.
Yeah.
Do that for a couple of weeks, maybe do that for a month. You got yourself a few $1,000s. Start yourself an e-commerce store. There's a lot of ways to make money now, especially with social media, bro. Like, you can run TikTok ads and run a store up on Shopify. Like, you really, really can. And I don't even do that. I don't even touch that stuff. But I'm so plugged in. I have people who do that, and I've watched them go and make $2,000-$3,000 a day on like some shoes that they created or something crazy. And it's just by making silly little TikTok ads that little kids are enjoying, and they're asking, like, "Can we swipe that card, mom?" And they go and they swipe the card, and things like that. So there's so many ways to make money. I can't even sit here and explain them, but I would say smaller businesses where you could be reselling stuff, you could be setting stuff up in someone's home. You could be doing landscaping. There's a lot of little things you can do. I did landscaping when I was 16, and I made a few hundred a day, and I was just doing people's yards, hustling like that. Yard sales. You can go to yard sales. You can buy and resell items for more. Go to a yard sale, get a great deal on some old school phone. Buy $30, sell it for $76. That's profit, and eventually those profits add up, and you reinvest into another business. The biggest thing that people have to understand is, like, let's say you do something like that. For example, you go and you resell stuff. You make $500. You make $1,000. You then have to take that leap. That's where it gets scary. You have to take that $1,000 and invest it into something new that can potentially make you more money, but you could also potentially lose it all or break even, or at worst lose everything that you put into it. But without taking those leaps, you're not going to know if that new business has profitable ways. So I think that is the hardest part for most people. Oh, I made this amount of money. I stacked up. Even if you work at, I don't care if you work at Taco Bell or you work at McDonald's, whatever, you're saving your money. You take that lump sum of money, invest it into some type of business. Start a Shopify store, run ads, do something, start trading, risk that money. Otherwise, you're going to continue to save working the same job. What are you going to save? $10,000 in a couple of years working at McDonald's? It's bad. It's actually really bad. So just take that little bit of money, start some type of shop, start another income source, and try to make more money, because one income source is not usually enough unless it's something that pays really well and you can really master it. But I think that it does make sense to try different things. There's so many opportunities out there. You don't have to stick to one niche. Try everything.
Yeah.
dabble here, dabble there. Try sports betting. Try something like that, because there's actually, I do know people who sports bet for a living, and they're actually good. That's probably not a good example. Let's cut back on that. Don't try sports betting. That was stupid. But there is a lot of ways to make money. Don't do no betting or nothing like that. Though. That's horrible advice. Started good, it ended kind of bad. But.
What's a bad way to make money? Do you know
sports betting?
Yeah. People think they're gonna get rich on gambling a lot of times, and it's like
right. It's not good money. That is not good money. That's very risky.
Because even if you walk in and you make $5,000, like how many times are you gonna do that? Once?
You're gonna blow it at some point.
Never.
Yeah.
Sometimes
no,
never.
I should take it I've done sports betting. I've made a lot and I've lost a lot, and I'm probably down. So I wouldn't do it. But some bad ways to make money, like I said, sports betting. I would say casino.
Yeah.
Gambling in general is bad. Illegal businesses. Don't buy and resell drugs of any kind. Don't buy and resell. I wouldn't even buy and resell clothing that's branded that you shouldn't be reselling. None of that stuff. Nothing that's illegal. It doesn't even matter what it is. Nothing illegal. It's not worth the quick profits, because there's a lot of illegal things you can do that make you a shit ton of money, but it's not worth what can come from that. You don't want to end up in jail. You don't want to lose everything. Yeah, you made 30, 40K. That's great, but at what cost? Yeah. At what risk did you take to do that? It's definitely not worth it. Everything else, I don't think there's anything else in this world, if we're going to talk in terms of legal, that's bad money. Make yourself some money and then invest it, regardless of where it comes from, as long as it's legal.
Yeah. So what about your properties? Where are you investing in? How did you get into your first property?
Yeah, so I had a lot of money sitting in the bank, and I realized that it's sitting in the bank doing nothing, and I'm like, if I get a house here, I get a house there, let's say I got a house in all these different places, it adds up to like $2 million. To be sitting on $2 million in properties that are also going to be rented out, are going to make me more money on the way, or have someone else pay my mortgage on those properties while the property goes up in value. I mean, it's such common sense at this point, but it's a no-brainer. If you have the money and you're making a lot of money, just put it into properties. If you have nothing else to do, put it into properties, put it into NASDAQ, put it somewhere where it's going to move, or it's going to move up. Mm-hmm. Properties always go up year over year typically. If you have the drops, like, COVID came in and went up, but let's say 2008, the crashes. I was 8 years old, but still, I seen them. All the properties came down, and then what happened from there? They went right back up.
Much higher.
Much higher, exactly. And it's always going to be like that with properties. They will always, if you look at the graph year over year, you look at the 10 years, the 20 years, 30-year graphs, they're just going up and up and up and up. You got your little dips, but they continue up. You just have your little dips here and there. Of course, the strategy is to buy on those little dips, but if you're investing, I would never be scared to purchase properties, because, long term. If you're long term investing like I am, where I just want my money parked somewhere where it can grow, properties, because at the end of the day, year over year, you're going to gain. You're going to have someone paying your mortgage most likely, unless you pay cash. And if you paid cash, and you're just going to have rental income coming in while your money grows, and you're not. The biggest thing for me is not spending that money. I have that money where I can't touch it. I'm not going to go sell this house so I can go buy a new watch. I'm going to leave it there because I love seeing the money grow. And honestly, it's exciting too. Like, it's actually fun, looking at a house that you own. I paid $500K for this house. It's now $530K. Like, there's nothing like that. It's just a great feeling. I just bought a house in Palm Springs. I paid $510,000 for it. It's producing me $10,000 a month right now on average.
Airbnb?
It's an Airbnb. It's in Palm Springs by Coachella. During Coachella, it'll produce about $30,000 just for that month alone, during that little thing, or that little whatever they do. I'm not into none of that party and shit, but and like I said, I have an eye for those things. That's a great deal. Like, don't expect to buy a house for $500K and get $10K a month. That is it's unrealistic typically. I think around $500K, you'd be lucky to get around $3,500, $4,000 a month, I would say. But $10K is ridiculous, but it is a great house. 4 bedrooms. It has great yard. We're adding a pool right now too, to even get that up even more. So another investing in it. And yeah, it's just something about buying properties that I love, because it's like you just know you're not going to touch that, and it's like your baby. Like, you own these houses, you take care of these houses, you trust people to go on them and pay you for them. You just feel like you own something for real. Like, it's a good feeling. It's better than the cars and stuff. Yeah. So.
Well, you seem like a pretty driven cat. Like, you got ambition. You keep trying stuff. You keep swinging for the fences. Mm-hmm. What's your purpose? Like, what drives you?
Yeah, I got a lot of drives. I'm gonna put it like that. A lot of things that drive me, I should say. I have 5 kids, which drives the shit out of me. It drives me crazy too, but it drives me. Just knowing that I have mouths to feed. It's like I can go and make a few $1,000,000, and that's cool. I can spend a few $1,000,000 too, but until I get to those hundreds of millions in the bank, and I have properties all over the world that I know they can manage one day, and that when they turn 18, they'll have million. I want all 5 of my kids to be millionaires when they are 18 years old. I want them to just already be a millionaire. It's a thing, there's a big difference between having money and creating a legacy for your family. There's a huge difference. Not anybody, but a lot of people can go and make a lot of money. There's a lot of ways to make money online, especially with social media. But how many people can say, my kids and my grandkids are set for life? They are going to own this company. They're going to own these hotels I have, or this Airbnb, all these Airbnbs and all this business I have, online businesses, whatever the case may be. That's hard to do. Like, that's my goal, is to get them to the point where they're multi-millionaires by the time they're 18. They don't have to do nothing. I'm going to teach them that they need to do stuff, and they have to grow their own businesses, and they need to take care of these businesses that I've created for them. But they're not going to have to. You know what I'm saying? God forbid something happens to one of them, disabled, this and that. They ain't got to do nothing. They're millionaires. But of course, like I said, I'm going to install into their brains how hard you have to work to get anywhere in life and, be productive. I'm not going to let them grow up and just be weak children and weak kids in this world who just let people push them around and let the world just abuse them, because the world will abuse you if you let it. I'm going to make sure that they're very strong mentally, they're very tough, and they understand I worked extremely hard so that they can go and work extremely hard and still maintain what I've created. Not just receive what I've created, but maintain it. And that way their kids are also set up. It's not just about money, but it's about becoming, for my boys, becoming a man. It's not just, let me just grow up and have money. But no, how can I be the best man I can be? How can I be a good human in this world? How can I take care of the people around me, watch out for my family, and just overall be an honorable person? It's not just, let me just get some bread. People might think I'm just like, let me get some bread. That's not who I am. That's not how I am. I want to be a respectable, honorable person. And I want my kids to be the exact same thing when they grow up. So that's what's very important to me right now. And, they're young. I have a 7-year-old, my oldest, and then my youngest is 1, gonna be 2. So not gonna start teaching him nothing crazy now, but it's good for, to even like my son, I will talk to him about certain things and make sure that he understands that, because he's already in school. Like, the world's a rough place. Don't let kids bully you. Don't let the world bully you, because it will. And just, teach them little things here and there, little nuggets, but then take them to Chuck E. Cheese after. But they're still kids, man. Let them have a great time. And, they don't need to worry about money now, but I do try to install some lessons into them in terms of, what the world kind of is and how it is. Try to.
It's gonna be hard to teach them that work ethic when they're millionaires by the time they're 18.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing about it, is it's not, you're 18. Here's $1 million. It's, you're 18. You're worth $1 million, but you're not gonna feel like you're worth $1 million. But if anything ever goes wrong, it's there. We're $1 million family type of vibe. But it's not like, oh yeah, here's $1 million. Go get yourself a Lambo. No, you're 18 now. You're gonna learn how to run this business. You're gonna operate it. You're gonna have employees under you, and you're going to run it just like how I did at 18. And until you start to actually take this business over, and I can say this is now officially your business, because once it's officially their business, and I'm like, this is all you now, they can choose how much they make. We'll see how much they make on their own with that business. Worst comes to worst, like I said, they are going to be set for life, but it'll never be a here's $1 million or let me hand it to you. Yeah. But it's here's a fucking business that's hard to run. Good luck. I'm going to teach you the ways, and I want you to show me that you can actually run this business and actually, try. And at the end of the day, I also understand, like, let's say one of my children want to be a singer, or they want to do something like that, be in the NBA. I'm going to support those dreams as well. And if they're in college at 18 and they want to go to the NFL, for example, I'm going to support that. I'm not going to force them to go and run a business and this and that. But when the time comes and they feel like maybe they didn't make it, if they don't make it, well, then that's when the time is to teach them everything. But I'm also not a crazy guy where, like, no, you're going to do this, this, and that for sure. This is what I want you to do. If they don't want to run a business, they don't have to. They can choose the life they want to live. I'm also not going to hand them $1 million and say, have a good life, because that's when people get stupid, irresponsible, and they do dumb things. I won't allow that, but I will let them do what they want to do in life. Yeah. To a certain extent.
So you made a lot of money from social media at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of people out there that have their own particular niches, and like me, for example, I'm getting into social media. I'm teaching people how to do lead generation with Facebook ads and TikTok ads and stuff like that. Uh, do you have any kind of lessons that you learned from doing the social media thing and blowing up on social media and
Oh
online
yeah.
business? And any advice for someone like me trying to, up my game?
Yeah. Man, social media is a big thing. I think for me, what people don't understand is I've grown so much, but I didn't do it by myself. I think having a team is important. I have a team who runs ads for me. I guess people on my team who run ads for me. I have people who will, let's say I want to do a yacht shoot or this or that. I have a guy who will literally book a yacht for me. He'll get models. So do whatever I have to do. We'll go and we'll do this or that. Things like that. It's just all about having connections, having a team, having members who can help you. You shouldn't have to do everything on your own. The hardest part about that is you have to have money typically to have a team, or at least pay them percentage of what you're making based upon whatever you're doing. I guess every situation is different. But I definitely think if you don't have a team, then having connections is very important. You definitely should try to build as many connections as you can. Just like you would with any business, social media is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do it on your own. You don't have to grow on your own. You can do this with a team. You can have people who can help you grow. It's okay to take advice from people. People are, believe it or not, there is people who are better than you at this or that. Like it's your account, but somebody might actually be able to grow your account more than you could yourself, just with their advice or just with the things that they can do, the plugs that they have. So finding connections and building a team, I think, is important.
Yeah. Was there a time when you like really started blowing up on social media
Yeah. So
after you got like your first Lambo, maybe?
I think so. I actually blew up decently before the Lambo, but I would say around the time I got my first Lambo, yeah, around that time. But for me, it was YouTube that got me.
YouTube.
Got me big. Yeah, I am the biggest trader on YouTube right now. Still, I average like 100 to 300, 400,000 views a video, which is in my niche the biggest by a lot. But YouTube got me big. I just was very consistent on YouTube, long form content, teaching people how to trade. The biggest thing for me was all the free stuff that I gave out, all the free content, the free courses, the free signals. I would send trades out for free at one point. Like I was just doing everything for free. For some reason, I was so passionate about having people look up to me and like helping them. Like having a group of people that would come and like do my course for free and like actually make money from it and be successful, and like these testimonials and like having a chat where I can talk to them and they all look up to me. Like felt like a little bit of a cult leader at one point. It felt kind of good. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was like, damn, I like this right here. So I think that was big for me, just helping people and just, I think when you do what you love, you grow. When you like fake things, people know you're faking things and they don't typically like you as much as they like the guy who's very realistic and very, man, he's passionate about this. He looks like he loves this shit. Let me join what he's doing. He's just so passionate about it. So I really love trading. It can be tiring, but I love to trade. I love all my other businesses as well, but I really do love to trade. Obviously, that's what blew me up was trading, and people knew that, and they joined me. Started our little thing, and from there I just kind of blew up, word of mouth, and YouTube videos kept going viral, and started doing some reels here and there that went viral. Got a couple of reels that got like 5 million views, which gained me 100K on Instagram. I just like to entertain, bro. I like to motivate. I like having those people look up to me. Yeah. I love going out, bro. I go to the gym. 5, 6 people come up to me, yo, Mamba. I'm in the sauna. I can't even just be in the sauna. People talking to me. I enjoy that. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. It can be scary, but it's fun.
Yeah. So you were just kind of like consistent grinding on YouTube every day. How often are you posting?
So I was posting probably when I first started blowing up, every couple of days, every few days. Eventually it got to once a week, and now it's like once every 2 weeks. But it was at one point when I was at my highest, once a week. Every Monday I would post, and that was a lot of work, a lot of grinding, but it was a lot of fun. It was my most enjoyable times, just like grinding, making YouTube videos and watching the comments and people so happy and we love you and it, man, you're my inspiration. Like it just kept going. It just motivated me to keep going.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
In the beginning, you were probably posting with no viewers, right?
In the very beginning, nothing. I remember my first couple of videos, like 80 views, 300 views. Then it started to get to thousands of views within the first couple of weeks. It happened fast for me. I would say typically you don't blow up as fast as I did. I kind of started doing YouTube, and I was getting like 10 to 20,000 views a video within the first like month. And then within the first 6 months, I was getting 40, 50,000 views.
Damn.
Some videos got 100,000 views. That's when I started to realize, okay, people like me. They enjoy my teaching. I was teaching for free at that point. People were really making money off me for free. That's when I started to sell things. I started to charge people for my signals, where I would actually, send my trades out to people and make money from that. And that blew up, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, I was doing like $250,000 a month at one point.
Wow.
Just off of that. A little bit deeper. I'd say like a year in. But yeah, I bought my first car right before I got on YouTube. I bought a Camaro, which was like $35,000. I put $10K down from trading. That helped. People were like, oh, he made money from trading. And then that kind of boosted me. Then people started to join, and then I started to just do the selling stuff. And I'm not ashamed of that at all. I mean, $250,000 a month, I don't care. It was great, and I sold good stuff. That's why I'm still valid to this day, and I'm still loved so much to this day. But from there, like I said, I made that $250,000 a month or $150,000 a month, whatever it was. I can't even remember. And I would just put that right into accounts, trade more. And that's YouTube. I mean, YouTube really got me to become a millionaire. It really
When did you start YouTube?
I started YouTube, I want to say so I was probably 19 actually. So around 19, 20.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I only have 100 videos, but I slowed down a lot, bro. There was a point where I'd post once every couple months.
You said you only have 100 videos now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Didn't delete any either.
That's not that much.
It's not, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I blew up fast, and then I slowed down. At one point, I was doing like one video every 2 months. It got slow. Yeah. And I was just so complacent with where I was making money. I got extremely fat, too. I was like 230. Yeah. I'm right now 170, so I actually cut from 230 to 160. Now I'm 170.
Do you hit the gym a lot?
Oh, yeah, every day.
What do? You do like weightlifting?
Do weightlifting, yeah. Every single day now.
You train, you do martial arts, jiu-jitsu, nothing like that?
I do boxing at night.
That's cool.
But just for cardio.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a boxer or anything.
Yeah.
But I do it for cardio. Stay nice and cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I went from very fat to then I got a six pack. I was cool with that, and now I'm trying to just put on like actual real muscle now and just get bigger. So
is it mostly from dieting that you did that, or you're just grinding in the gym? Both, right?
Both. Calorie deficit, about 1,200 calories a day, which was close to killing yourself. I was dying, and then we did high intensity training every single day for about 30 minutes. So it burned about 500-600 calories there, and then
did you get a coach?
Calories.
Yeah, you get a personal trainer?
I have a trainer. Yeah.
And you still work with him today?
Yeah.
Nice.
Now he's getting me in shape and getting me buff instead of skinny. So we're just going down, and now we're going to come up and perfect it.
So did you have some kind of community? Like, what was like the ecosystem like? So did you have like, nowadays we have school community. You got like, like what was like your ecosystem like? How did you build your community? A Discord?
The free one or for the paid?
Paid.
For the paid, I was using Telegram.
Okay.
Yeah, it was never really like something where they could chat or anything, but I would just send out trades to Telegram. Had like 4,000 people in there at one point, or 5,000 people in there, and so I would just send trades out to them, all through Telegram, and then they'd take them. That was it.
And did you get a lot of money from YouTube itself?
YouTube itself, no. So YouTube right now pays me about $6,000 a month. Which some people might think is good, which is okay. To me, that's...
I mean, it's not $250.
It's not... Yeah, exactly. So it's nothing compared to what I make. But, I mean, it's my ads, bro. That's where I was running my ads, basically. That's how I organically got people into, my signals back then. And that grew me crazy. I never run ads. I never ran ads towards signals or anything like that. I didn't know how to. I tried to. It didn't work. Everything I've ever made was organically, just from YouTube and Instagram, just social media. So yeah, YouTube was like my form of running ads. Yeah, and that worked.
Where did you get the idea to start selling the signals? Is that there's other traders that were doing that too?
Oh yeah, other people were doing that already. So I realized that there's other traders who suck and they're making so much money doing it. Let me do it and actually make money, but also help people and show them that I'm the best trader there is. And people know that already. People who've been in there, I have very, very solid reviews. People know what I've done, what I do. I do this thing now where I live trade. I don't even send signals no more, but instead, I literally have a webcam on me and I'm trading live. They watch me trade live. They literally can talk to me the whole entire time while I'm trading. immense amount of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been nothing short of amazing. I feel really good right now. The markets have been very solid for the last couple months. Made a lot of money. I've watched these guys. I've changed lives. I've seen lives changed in there. I've seen unbelievable amounts of money being made. I think we calculated $2 million in the first couple months, but based off everybody, not including me.
Right.
I'm including everyone's profits together. We've done about positive $2 million, I think, around that. Obviously, some people are on demo, so you can't really calculate every dollar. But for the most part, they are on funded accounts, which I can see, and they're doing well. They're doing really well. So it's exciting to me. It's fun watching them do well and benefit off me. It feels good knowing that, okay, yeah, I'm making money off these people. I'm making a lot of money off these people, but I'm giving them something that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
The retention rate's great. Nobody ever leaves. We got the same people in there since 2 months ago. Feels good. Yeah.
Did you catch any of that GameStop rip?
No.
I
don't know anybody who actually genuinely got in and knew it was gonna go up. It was like some crazy shit. No, I didn't.
Yeah. But are you streaming on Twitch or Kick or something or
Discord?
YouTube? On
we
Discord.
Just go live on Discord. Yeah.
Okay. So only you do the live trades only to your community.
In my community, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
And that's 6:30 a.m. every day. Well, Monday through Thursday. I don't trade Fridays. Try not to.
People wake up 6:30 a.m.
6:30. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they actually do.
Well, that's how you know like the dedicated ones are gonna wake up and watch.
They're there, and they really want it. There's some people in there who need some mental training still.
Yeah.
I typically, if they're taking my trades with me, that removes that. They don't really have to be psychology good or have good psychology because I'm already the one doing it.
Yeah.
I'm locked in when I trade, to say the least. I know a lot of people who trade who would not be able to trade in front of people and know that you're taking trades and these guys are going to either lose or win with you. It's kind of scary, but I'm locked in, bro. I know what I'm doing. I know that every trade, I stick to my plan. Whether there's 1 million people watching, 1,000 people watching, or just me, the markets don't care. They're going to do what they're going to do. So I'm going to trade how I trade and just run it up every day.
Mamba mentality.
That's all it is, yeah. Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just about out of time. It's been a dope conversation.
Absolutely.
Do you have any final words, any message you want to put out to the crowd?
No, I mean, final words, I would say just, find something that you're passionate about, dedicate yourself to it, try and make some money out of it if it's something that can provide. Take that money and just take risks, try other ventures, try to make money other places, take a risk here and there, take that leap and, pray for the best and keep trying your hardest and great things typically will come. That's all I really can say.
For sure. Thank you for your time. This is MambaFX, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you. Subscribe. We'll see you on the next time.